Now, if your rentals are cash flowing, all right, you're renting it for more than the mortgage payment, that's going to be a good thing. But the interest you're paying on those houses heretofore was looked at as the cost of doing business. What if you can now keep doing what you've been doing and now cut your interest cost by 50 to 75%? Not the interest rate, the amount of interest that you're actually paying. What if you could cut that by 50 to 75%? Could you also invest that money too?
Yeah, and that I would love to learn more about cutting the interest cost.
All right. So here's one thing you could do. We'll be glad to go through that with you. If you would go to ice10k.com, you will then be able to find a link there that says get a savings and earnings report. If you would click on that link, all right, get a savings and earnings report, and then put in your financial information, just follow the instructions, you can receive a savings and earnings report in our consultation. Once you receive that, you will know the month, day, and year you'll be debt free and how much interest you could save. And if you're interested in how you can gain equity faster at a much lower interest cost, we can go over that as well if you're a real estate investor. So, how much money do you want to take out? When do you want to be able to take it out? When do you want to be able to reap that equity? Well, we'll be able to plan together for you. And then you're saying, if we did it traditionally, it would cost you $100,000 in interest to do what you want. Well, with the P.I.L.L method, what if it only cost you $25,000 in interest to reap the same amount of equity and developing your portfolio or to buy other houses? Now you're cutting that interest cost way down. And now we'll be able to say, oh, if I was supposed to pay 100,000, but I end up paying 25,000, what am I going to do with the 75,000 that I would have paid to do the exact same thing? That's how we're going to come together and look at this thing. All right, Miss Alpha?
Okay, and I'm on the site now. Just want to know how
Yeah.
many of these can I do because I do plan within the next 2 months to increase my salary roughly 70 or 80,000.
Yes. Now we're going to get into how much should we pay at any given time. That's the rest of the P.I.L.L method. We only talked about prepayment of principal, but I stands for isolating the principal amount. Did you realize that there's a point at which putting too much money towards the debt at the wrong time can be destructive? It wouldn't be beneficial. You want to pay the right amount in the right month to the right loan, but you don't want to pay too much money at the wrong time. That's what we call violating the law of diminished return. Because the only reason why you pay off a loan faster is not to pay off the loan. The reason why you pay off a loan faster is to save on the interest. So you want to put yourself in a position where you're doing the very best you can to make sure the least amount of money can be put towards a loan to save the maximum amount of interest per dollar. So if we can break this thing all the way down, Ms. Alpha, so that let's say you can save $6 in interest for every dollar you prepay to principal. That's pretty good. But what if you didn't have a way to measure that and you ended up just paying extra anytime with any amount? But because we weren't being diligent in trying to optimize, what if we cut our interest savings down to $3 per dollar? Now we're still saving, and that's still a ton of money. But why should we accept $3 when we could get $6 for every dollar? That's what our program will be able to do for you to make sure that you're paying the least amount to give you the most benefit at any given time. So the amount of money that you're going to be making from increasing your salary may not go towards building up your portfolio at all. Some of that money may be able to go into a different investment altogether.
Gotcha. Well, I am completing the form now, so you should get it soon.
All right. Somebody from my staff will take care of you. So thank you very much, Miss Alpha, for coming to the stage and asking your question.
But Don has some valuable information that can contribute to the quality of a person's life. And it only costs you a few dollars. It's his book. Why not get that?
I'm going to go through the P.I.L.L method myself with some of my investment properties. So I'm going to link up with Don, and then I'm going to sit down with him, show him my investment portfolio, and see how I can eliminate interest.